All right, so welcome to Team Forever Strong's weekly team call. Today is August 17th. The month is flying by, and I wanted to first start out just by welcoming all the new coaches that have been on this team just recently. We have been having so many new coaches join the team, so we're really excited to have you here. You guys are joining an incredible team, a top team. You have endless support. You are totally in the right place, and we're here for you every single step of the way. So we're excited to be on this journey with you guys. Also wanted to just take a second. I like to take some time to congratulate and give like shout outs or rank advancements, but I also think it's important too to celebrate other wins in the businesses as well. So I wanted to take a second here to just congratulate anybody on the team. Specifically too, this is a lot for the newer coaches who have just recently been on. A lot of the newer coaches on the team, I'm so proud of you guys because they've been sharing their before and after pictures on social media. So they've been getting really vulnerable with that. And that is really scary to do. If you are a veteran coach, you know that that first post that you make is just so scary. Like I'd make my post about my before and after picture when I first started, and I'd go into all the other team pages and I'd say, oh my gosh, I just posted my before and after pictures with 21-day fix. I'm so scared. No one's going to comment. Can you please go and show me some love? Like I would ask people to do that because I was so afraid. So that's why whenever we have newer coaches on the team who get vulnerable like that, I'll always post on the team page and let everybody know so that you guys can go over and show them some love. So if you have a newer coach that's doing that too, it's always a great strategy to use, is to just come ask us to get over there and show you some love, because it makes a huge difference. And also the more comments that you get, the more that your post and your picture is going to show up in others' news feeds. So congratulations to anybody who's been getting really vulnerable. Congratulations to there are so many people who are coming out of their comfort zone and are going live on their wall. They're adding value, and that's our job as coaches, is to just be adding value machines every single day. And one of the ways to do it, and one of the most effective ways to do it, is by going live, because people now can get to see your personality. They see your face, they hear your voice, and it's super duper scary. And if you want to practice by just starting by going live, like in our team page or in our challenge group even, that's a really good place to start, because everybody gets nervous. I still get nervous. Believe it or not, I know a lot of people think that it's easy for me, but I really don't like going live on my personal wall. I can go live in this team page with you guys all day long and in any other group that I'm running, but going on my personal page, that challenges me. So that's another thing I wanted to celebrate. So I wanted to congratulate you guys for doing that. Congratulate you guys just for being real and being authentic, adding value every day. You guys are building the business the right way, the way you're supposed to do it, by just being yourself, by leading with your heart, and by going out there and just trying to impact and change lives every single day. And when you do that and you just are yourself, you know, the money just comes naturally, guys. It really does. It just happens and it falls into place, and it never is stressful, because you're leading with your heart and you're just trying to truly help people. And while I'm on this topic really quickly, especially because there's a lot of new coaches on the team, and this will help to the other coaches too who have been doing this for a while, you know, this is a learning business. Like, you learn as you go, and it's a total learning curve. And, you know, I'm not going to swear on the call, but you're going to F up a lot. And I was just telling one of my newer coaches that, like, you're gonna mess up a lot. There's gonna be a lot of times where you're gonna say, like, damn it, like, I totally screwed up. And it happens to me still to this day, and it will continue to happen to you as you grow your business. It's never ending. But you have to look at it, instead of getting discouraged and thinking of it as a failure, you have to look at it, instead of looking at it as a failure, you have to look at it as a learning experience. And you have to get used to, especially as being a CEO and now being an entrepreneur and running your own business, that you're going to fall flat on your face, you're going to mess up. There's going to be times that you completely suck at doing certain things, but you have to be okay with standing up, readjusting, tweaking, and making things better and improving. And then using that, like I said, as a teachable moment instead of just a failure. So that's really important. And like I said, this happens to me still all the time. I know sometimes when you come on, you think that these people who have been doing this for years never fail, they never have struggles, and it happens actually a lot more. The longer you stay in this and the bigger your team gets. So you just have to get used to not being perfect and knowing that it's just a learning curve for you guys, okay? So just wanted to take a second there to kind of say those things. Now, before we go in and just recognize people for rank advancements, I know we had some Emerald coaches on the team page today. I'm not sure if your actual coaches are on the call, but if you had any Emerald coaches, if you could just unmute and congratulate them, that would be fantastic. I can't remember who, let me just check something real quick. Oops. I keep readjusting where my computer is, where my keyboard is. So I don't like to leave people hanging with the rank advancements, because that's really cool when you can get the shout outs and all that jazz. Who is it? Where is she? I don't know. All right. Anyways, I don't want to, could have sworn I thought I saw one. Maybe I didn't. Okay. All right. Anyways, before I dive into this call, guys, wanted to go over just a couple things. As always, make sure you are checking our cover photo in Team Forever Strong for the super important dates. Write them in your planner so you have them there so you don't forget about them, so you can take advantage of these things. This is how you grow your business. This is how you really make an incredible business down the road. So we just had our Coach Basics kickoff 3 days ago on Monday for all brand new coaches. So if you are a leader on a team and you have even just one active coach on your team, make sure that you tell them about the Coach Basics. Make sure that you tell them to get into it. It's not too late. They can still hop in and get caught up. The posts are only from Monday through Friday. So that kicked off on Monday. We had our Coach Blitz the other night, and thank you guys to whoever took advantage of that and plugged people in. We got some new coaches on the team out of it. They were super fired up being in that, which is really exciting. On the 27th of this month, I'm going to be doing a live coach sneak peek, and I'm actually going to be doing it and running it with Dana. And she is one of my success partners in the business, and she actually just spoke on our team call for us last week. So that is something for you guys to start planning now. Put it in your calendar. Make sure that you are connecting with your challengers, the people who you are getting started on their health and fitness journeys, and letting them know, like, hey, listen, like, we have this awesome opportunity for you to learn about the business. I think that you'd be phenomenal at this. Do you want to just be a fly on the wall and check out what we do as coaches? Maybe it's something you might really enjoy, and this could be for you. That's all you have to say. I always tell my coaches, especially my personally sponsored coaches, that you should never let one of these events go by where you are not plugging in people into this event, because you know, you might be crushing Success Club and getting high numbers, but if you are not building a team over time, I really want you guys to, I know I sound like a broken record, but I really want you guys to, blow it up and blow up your teams. That means that you have to be finding other business building coaches that want to join you and lock arms with you and build a business as well. And by taking advantage of these coach sneak peeks or coach blitzes, whatever I have running on that month or your coach has running, that is the easiest way to do it, because the work is already done for you. So you don't have to worry about, what do I say to this person or how do I explain it, because I've already done that work for you. All you have to do is invite people to be a part of it. We never just add people into these events. We always ask and get permission for it. So I'm sure you guys can think of people on social media. When you log into your account, like, you're always like, oh, you were added to this group, and now you're added to this group, and this group drives me nuts. We don't do that on this team, on Team Forever Strong. So always get permission. The next thing that we have coming up too is on the 28th of this month, I am going to be running a free 5-day confidence boost group, confidence / boost your motivation and group. So you guys can start inviting to that. It's been like one of my things that I've been wanting to do, and I've had it like on my vision board for a long time, is I really do want to be able to get into motivational speaking. That's one of my jams. That's what I love the most. I get excited when I try to inspire and motivate people. So I'm going to run this free group for people, help people just build up their confidence, encourage them to be better, to, you know, do better things, to live a life of excellence and all of that jazz. So that will be August 28th. We also are doing Team Cup this month. Don't forget, guys, we need all of you to try to connect with as many people as possible and try to help them. Just help them in whatever way that they need. And again, don't be thinking about the outcome of the Success Club points or the commission that you're going to get. Just when you're talking to that person, be patient. Have the conversation with them, a full conversation, and be really willing to listen to what their needs are so that you can get them started right. Okay. Last thing on my to-do list here that I want to share with you guys is this is the last month where the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack will be $160. So this is really important because, I mean, that is a steal, guys. So as of September 1st, it's going to be going up to $200. And, you know, with tax and shipping and all that stuff, it always ends up being more. So right now, personally for myself, this is where I am going back to everybody who said that they were interested, and I'm just letting them know, you know, I'm not sure if this is the right time for you or not to get started on your health and fitness journey, but I like to be able to save people money, and I just wanted to let you know that this is the last month where it's going to be discounted at this price. Are you ready yet, or where are you at? Let me know so I can help you. Just a simple thing. Oh, did they extend it on the coach office? I didn't even see that. Okay, well, good. We'll have to check on that, though. I don't even know the date that they extended it to, but anyways, either way, just go back and follow up with people. Thank you, Carrie. See, I got these people. They got my back. They got my back. It doesn't matter. Even if it goes up to $200, guys, $200 for an entire year is a freaking steal. And one of the good things about when it does go up to $200 is your commission now for getting somebody signed up with that goes up to $70 for each person, which does help a lot. Okay. So Carrie will keep us posted on that. And anyways, and does anybody have any questions on any of those announcements or anything that I just went over for you guys? My hair is like falling out. I swear to God, like my hair needs to be washed so bad, guys. Oh my God. All right. So thanks for being here. I am super fired up. I've had my Energize. I have tons of it all the time. It is how I get by. It's pretty much how I built this business. But I've just been like ever since basically coming back from Summit, my entire mindset, you know, going to these events will do that to you. My entire mindset has just like taken a rocket ship up to a whole new level, if you can believe it or not. And I know the team can feel it too, because the team is on fire and you guys are all inspired and you guys are helping more people than ever. And you're getting more people to join your teams than ever. And that's really, really exciting. Wait, let me just read this here. It just went up today, no stress. They said it will extend at least through the end of September. Oh, that's good. Sweet. Okay. I got that in the back of their mind. That's good to know. Thank you, Carrie. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, you know, having $1 million dream, having $1 million mindset. And now when I say this, all right, I don't mean here, let's start rolling in the dough so that we can get all these materialistic things like fancy schmancy cars and just showy stuff and things like that. That's not how I am. That's not how I run my business. I'm talking more about being able to have the $1 million dream, like imagining what that kind of income or finances could do for your life. And what I mean is it will allow you to be able to spend your time doing things that you love with people who you love, which is honestly what matters most in life, right, guys? I mean, if you were to literally break it all away, it doesn't really matter how much income you have. There are people that make tons of income, right? But they're gone all the time traveling. They're never even home with their families, okay? This $1 million dream is thinking about, all right, like if this was unlimited and I had unlimited funds, time is the one thing that you can't get back. You know, like you don't want to look back and you don't want to have regrets, because especially too, like I always think of like my little kids, and how fast time goes by. And I think about how Landon's in kindergarten now, and like how I almost missed being able to be home and experience all these moments with him that led up to this point if it weren't for coaching. So having that $1 million dream, with how would you be spending your days, with who? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you have. It doesn't really matter what kind of car you have. It doesn't really matter about your fancy jewelry or your purses or whatever other crap. I mean, I'm not into any of that, so I can't really say too much. What matters is, did you live a life with purpose? Did you live a life with love? And did you spend it with the people who matter most to you? And so that is one of the biggest blessings with this business. And so when I'm saying to you guys that I want you to have that $1 million dream, that's how big I want you guys to think with this. I want you guys to really be thinking that big of a vision, with what this can do for you and for your family. Jim Rohn, if you guys don't know who he is, you can YouTube him and look him up. But I used to listen to him all the time when I first started this business, and I still will occasionally listen to him. I listen to so many other people, but he said, you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage mindset, okay? And it's so true, and when you really want to think about what that means, is it basically is, we're living in a world right now, guys, right, where mediocrity is the norm. Like, it is the norm. It's normal to just be mediocre. That's what's normal. That's what most people do, okay? Many people will do just enough to just get by. They'll do just the bare minimums to just scrape by. So I'm sure you can think of this, you know, even in your full-time job right now, if you have one, right? Think about your job that you are working at right now. And I can even think about this when it comes to coaching, and I can think about this when I had teacher jobs, and I can think about it when I used to, you know, work at Willow Tree back in Massachusetts, and when I used to work at the library, okay? And other jobs I've had, is that we perform a certain way when we know people are watching us. And that is what most people do. When they know someone is watching them, they'll perform a certain way. But then when you're behind the scenes and no one's watching and no one's looking, you'll take corners, you'll cut corners, you'll try to do shortcuts. You won't really give it your best. You try to take the easy way out. Have you guys seen that with where you work? I mean, I can think of people in the jobs that I used to work at where it was a totally different thing when, like, the superintendent came walking by, all right? You know, what I saw happening in classrooms was totally different than what was really going on when there was no principal or superintendent or anybody like that walking by our classrooms. And it literally drove me nuts. So we have to be careful of this, guys, because we can get sucked in and pulled in to that same mentality. Like, we can literally be pulled into that same mentality of just, you know, where it's not important really to do our very best, and to just give it enough to just scrape by, okay? So I want you guys to really think about that, and I'm really going to challenge every single person on this team and tell you guys that that's not okay. So whether it's in your full-time job or it's coaching, whatever you have going on, like, it's not okay to just do the bare minimum to scrape by. I want to challenge you guys to be better, to really go out there and be excellent, to excel in whatever it is that you are doing. Living in a state of excellence. Just knowing that you are doing your very best and giving it your all. That you're not cutting corners when nobody's watching, because that's when it matters the most. That's where you see who somebody really is when it's behind the scenes, when nobody's watching. What are you doing? And this isn't just for coaching. You can definitely apply it to coaching, and I want you to, but if you have a full-time job, apply it to that and think about that as well. If you guys really, really want to be blessed, like you really want to be blessed and you want to live a life where you just truly blessed, then you can't settle for just doing enough to get by. You have to be excellent. You have to be excellent in what you're doing. There's this quote that I read before. It says, do more than expected and get better than expected results. So do more than expected to get better than expected results. So if you're always doing just a little bit more of what's expected versus just the bare minimum, your results are always going to be that much better because you're doing that much more. Okay? And this is how you teach people, guys. And this is how you can teach people and inspire people, okay? More people, even more people than you can ever imagine, is when you live your life with that kind of excellence, especially when no one is watching. Especially when no one's watching. Because like I said, it's the norm, right? It's the norm to live in this mediocrity. It's the norm to just live a mediocre life and to just do enough to just scrape by and get the bare bones minimum, okay? But you can't expect results before the work. That's the thing. You have to be willing to do a little bit more and put in the work before you can start to see the results. So don't be like everyone else. That's my challenge, okay? It is easy to be like everybody else and to do the norm and to, just be mediocre and to just settle. I'm challenging you guys to not be that. If you can do the opposite of what everybody else is always doing, you will always continue to be a step ahead in your life, in your personal life, in your marriage, in your finances, in your health and fitness, in your business, in your job, whatever it is, that is how it will be for you, okay? You want people to learn from you. Truly learn from you, and you want people to be able to look at you and say like, hey, listen, you know what? Follow what, I'm going to use you, Katie, as an example. Follow what Katie's doing. She's doing a phenomenal job with coaching. She's building an incredible business. Follow in her footsteps. Do what she's doing, because what she's doing behind the scenes when no one is watching is working, because it's building a successful business. That's when you know when people are not just scraping by, is when you see them start to make those small gains and you start to see those better than expected results. You know that when the doors are closed and you're sitting down doing your work for coaching or for your job, that you're giving it just a little bit more because it shows through in your results and people notice that. So you want to be that person, even in your job and coaching, wherever it is, where people say, you know what, you need to do what she's doing, just follow in her footsteps because she's doing amazing things and she's doing it right. So do what they do. Okay? If you work hard and expect nothing in return, except for the mere satisfaction of knowing that you did the best that you can, then that is when you will rise up. That is when you will truly rise up. So if you want to be that person who stands out from the other people, if you want to be that person who stands out and gets recognized for always just doing just a little bit more, just being excellent, all right? It's going to happen by living every moment that way. Every moment has to be lived that way. And just doing more work when no one is watching. That really is the key to this. What are you doing when no one is watching? Okay? Be the leader who is serving everyone without expecting anything in return. That's who you need to be. And we talk all the time, who do you need to become? Like we come in and we have these big visions, and I'm talking about like having $1 million dream and, being able to live, your life totally fully and be able to have unlimited time with the people you love and not have to worry about any kind of financial stress ever again, so that you can be able to spend it with those people, give back to those people, help those people, give more to those people. You need to be that person. You need to be that leader who is expecting nothing in return. You have to be willing to put your needs on the back burner and be willing to just do what is best for the people and serve the people. Okay? So now you might be thinking right now, like, crap, maybe you are that person who's cutting corners, right? Maybe you're that person who's kind of just doing the bare minimum just to get by, whether it's in your full-time job or coaching. You could use it for either or both, whatever it is. And now you're thinking, great, how the heck am I supposed to now get to that other mindset? Like, how am I supposed to make that shift so that I can become excellent and so that I can excel in these areas. Basically, make the decision and then just do more than what is expected all the time. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So for example, if you have a full-time job, what this might mean is show up a little bit earlier. Like I'm thinking about when I used to teach, right? Instead of running in right as the bell goes off, last possible second, get there just a few minutes earlier. Get to work a few minutes earlier. Do more than is what is asked of you. Just do a little bit more. Stay the full day instead of clocking out early. Like have a full day. Like with huge cap locks, letters, F-U-L-L. Have a full day, okay? In terms of like Beachbody, read more. We say, yeah, we always say you should be doing 10 minutes of personal development every day. That's the bare minimum. We all know that to be an excellent leader and to excel, the leaders in any kind of company, for any kind of business that they own, read a lot of books. They listen to a lot of personal growth podcasts and different things on YouTube. And yes, exactly. That's what gets me through, Carrie said. You have to go to, yes, read more and then listen and fill your mind with it. And then take what you're learning and apply it to your business and take action with it. Okay? And it seriously makes such a huge difference. Reach out to more people. So in terms of the business, right, we always say, reach out and connect to 3 to 5 people every day. Just do a little bit more. Instead of reaching out to 3 to 5, reach out to 8, reach out to 10. I'm not saying go crazy. Just do if you just do a little bit more than what is expected, your results will always be that much more than just the normal person, than just the norm. Because you're not just doing the bare minimum. You're taking it a notch up a little bit. Because you have that $1 million dream, you have that $1 million mindset, and you know that just doing the bare minimum to scrape by, and by just, doing the bare minimum to scrape by basically is not going to get you there. You have to go a little step further. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever met any business owner, coach in this business who did the bare minimum and actually built a 6-figure income business. Talk to anybody in this business, any other entrepreneur, because I listen to a lot of them, and they never do exactly what you tell them to do. They always are willing to be proactive and be resourceful and to take it a notch higher, just a notch higher, day after day after day. Okay. The work ethic these days, like people just don't have it. People don't have the work ethic, unfortunately. Okay. They just don't. Be the person who has it. Be the person who's going to be self-disciplined and who's going to sit there and who's going to do the work. Because this is a business. And even in your full-time job, don't cut corners. Be the best teacher that you can be every day when you go in. Be the best vice president you can be when you go in. Be the best accountant when you're there. Because that is what matters. Okay? Ask yourself, in terms of this business, this is a really good question to ask yourself. And I had a lot of coaches like where this really helped them kind of make the shift, where when you ask yourself this question in terms of the business, if you had a boss, if I had a boss, am I doing enough right now where I would get promoted? It's always a good question to ask. So if you had a boss right now, is what you're doing right now, would that get you a promotion in your job? If the answer is no, then it's not a big deal. Be willing to acknowledge it, say like crap, and tweak it, fix it, and just do a little bit extra every day instead of just the bare minimum. Okay? So you can ask yourself that, or you can say like, or would I get fired? Like if my boss was behind the scenes right now watching me, and this was my full-time job, pretend it's not even a business. If this was my full-time job and my boss saw me, would I get fired or would I get promoted? That's a really good reality check when you can be honest with yourself with that, okay? So have that success mindset versus the struggle mindset. That is the key right there. Successful business owners, successful coaches, successful leaders, successful people in any kind of career that you go through have the success mindset versus the struggle mindset. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur, and you're thinking like one, and this takes some time, then you're willing to kind of seek out that freedom. You're willing to work and have very, very little reward immediately, because you know that the reward is going to be that much greater down the road. Okay? It's going to be bigger down the road. So doing stuff that you're passionate about, that is a key to, in order to be able to have that. If you have that $1 million dream, that $1 million mindset, it's never going to happen if you are not passionate about what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, if you're not having fun with what you're doing, you have to be like addicted to it. You have to freaking love it. And if it isn't fun, because there's going to be times where the joy is going to get sucked out of it. I've had it happen to me plenty of times. You have to find a way to get creative, because you're an entrepreneur, and flip it around. How can I bring the joy back into it? How can I make it fun so that I love it like I used to love it? Trust me, this was a battle for me for like 10 months, guys. But like Carrie said, personal development was one of the key things that helped me grow and become a better leader and come out and learn from that. So now I can go on, I can teach you guys. Okay? You have to love it. Don't let people tell you that it can't be done. Especially if you're a newer coach. Don't let people tell you that it can't be done and that this can't happen and that this isn't real. They just say that because they don't have the courage to actually do it themselves. Okay? Do you have an emotional investment with what you're doing in this business? That is huge. Like, if you really sit down and think about it and think about why you're here, like, do you have an emotional investment in it? Because that's what's going to drive you, and be able for you to keep that $1 million dream in the back of your mind with how you want to spend your days down the road. Because I can tell you, it's not going to happen by working for somebody else. It's just not. Maybe when you're 65 and you can retire, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So the way I look at it is, might as well build your own business for whatever, 3 to 5 to 7 years, whatever it takes. Everybody goes at different speeds and paces depending on how much time you can put into it, and be able to do that and live that life versus going in and working for somebody else on their time till you're 60 or 65, or some people have to go to even older than that. Okay, it's worth it. If you know, this is a really good tip, and this helped me and helps me still to this day grow. And this is something that you got to be brave about this, guys. Okay, especially if you're a veteran coach and you've been doing this now for a while. But I'm going to challenge you guys. All right. If you know exactly what you want to be, if you know exactly where you want to be, if you know exactly the type of leader that you want to be, like if you know all of that, like you already know it, you know exactly what it is that you want and where you're going, okay? Then you need to be spending as much time with the people who have already done it, who are already there. That is a freaking huge key and piece of advice right there for you guys. It's a huge key. So you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone and stop interlocking arms with people who are exactly at the same level as you, and be willing and be bold and be confident to reach out. And you know how this started for me, guys? And Nick, my husband, would always get so nervous whenever I would do this. Like, he's like, I can't believe that you just did that. It's so crazy. When I first started, okay, I looked at the top 10 list of coaches and I was like, well, they're top 10. So these are the best leaders in the network, okay? I looked at the superstar coaches, because top 10 doesn't necessarily mean that you're an outstanding leader. It means that you can help a shitload of coaches hit Success Club. When you move up more in rank, that's where you're really finding success, because that means that you are now a leader of leaders. So 15 star is the highest you can go. It's superstar. So I'd have a list of all these names of like the superstars and the top 10 coaches. And when I first started, I literally reached out to so many of them. I send them a private message, because every single one of you guys has a special story and a special gift that you can share just by being yourself that is literally going to help somebody else. And it doesn't matter if you're reaching out to the number one coach of the network. And that is exactly what I did. I reached out to the number one coach, Melanie Mitro. I reached out to her. I told her my struggles. I told her that I was in the biggest shit of shit when I first started. I told her that I was going to change it around. I shared with her my work ethic and the sacrifices that I'm making, the temporary sacrifices, the lack of sleep and all, less TV. And I said, I have something that I know will help other people on your team calls. And she said, you know what? You're right. I need to get you on my team call. And that wasn't even 6 months in, guys, as a coach. Okay? I was bold enough and courageous enough because I knew that if I got out there and I started sharing my journey and my story with other people, it would inspire more people. And then more people would get to know me. And then they'd reach out to me and ask me to speak on their calls. And it would scare the crap out of me, but I knew that it would build my confidence if I did this. And then I did that with her. I did that with Amy Silverman, another top 10 coach. I did it with Scotty Hobbs. I mean, I did it with multiple people. And then you know what happened? I ended up building relationships with these coaches who I still to this day spend a lot of time talking to behind the scenes, especially Melanie Mitro. I can't tell you how much she has helped mentor me. I'm not even her coach, but it would have never happened if it weren't for the fact that I was courageous enough to actually reach out and reach out to these people. And then we were able to swap calls, and she spoke for us, and we did the same thing for the other leaders that I spoke on. So I'm challenging you guys. It's great. Yes, have a success partner that's around the same level as you, or maybe a little bit above you. That's fine. You definitely want to have that. But you need to go to the people who are already where you want to be and where you know you're going, because they're going to help pull you up there, because they're already there. So they know, they've already been through way more failures than you've ever been through. They've already tried tons of things. They can say certain things and help motivate you and give you ideas, and it's going to grow you faster and help bring you up to another level. And that's how it's done. So especially to my veteran coaches, it's time to get uncomfortable. Like my live video I did the other day, get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you can always be uncomfortable every day in this business, then there's only one way to go, and that's freaking up. If you're just living in your comfort zone, you're like, hey, this isn't bad, no, then you're not growing. You should feel like you want to puke sometimes. Like, that's what I say. Jesse on the team always would make fun of me for saying that. But if you aren't doing anything every day that kind of makes you a little like, oh God, I don't know if I should do this, then you're not challenging yourself enough, and you're not going to grow. You're going to remain in your little bubble there. Okay, which, trust me, I love my bubble. This is a big deal, moving from Massachusetts down to Florida, away from everybody I know and love and care about, where I was born and raised and everything. Okay, but every time that you challenge yourself like that, you grow more, and then you can help more people, and you can become a better coach and a better leader, whatever. Okay, so you got to find the leverage that's going to make you do this. That is the key. Okay, know that it's going to take time because you're an entrepreneur. If you really can't wrap your brain around the fact that you literally are an entrepreneur, like however many of you, 13 of you on here, we all own our own businesses. And no one's going to do this and make this happen except for you. And you will have the tools, and you will have endless support, and you will have endless top-line mentorship. You don't need another damn training. You just need to have that leverage that's going to pull you with that emotional investment. And you need to be willing to fight for that. And you need to be willing to fall on your face, tweak as you go, readjust. Instead of looking at the failures, think about, like, what can I learn from this? When I was going through my massive slump where most coaches would have quit. Actually, I know they would have quit, okay, for 10 months. You probably wouldn't have known, really, because I was still doing the things that would build my business. I still never missed the certain benchmarks that you had to do to grow a successful business. But I dove into personal development like you wouldn't believe. And I kept just telling myself, you're going to get through it. Just like everything else in life, when it sucks and you feel like you're in the lowest of the low, it's like you're a leaf floating down a river. The time is going to pass. This is going to pass. You're going to get through it. And you know what? You are learning so much more about yourself and how to handle situations. And now you can take that information, Kathy, and you can teach it to your team so that they don't go through a 10-month slump. Okay? That is the way that you have to look when you go through these times, is how can I help other people? So these are the key things, guys, when you have that $1 million dream and that $1 million mindset. Okay? I really want you to think about it. And you really got to start visualizing your life. Truly. Without that visualization, it's going to be really hard to get there to that place. You got to be willing to sit down every single day and just close your eyes even and think about how you would live, how you would be living your life if you could be living it anyway. Who it would be with, where you would be, how would you spend your days, when would you get up, what would you do right away when you got up? Like, think about all of that as if there were no restrictions and no limitations, and what would that day look like? And we talk a lot about having vision boards, and this is why that is important, because you can sit down and you can print out pictures and you can print out, you know, motivational things, motivational quotes, and you can put them on there. If you want to be able to stop your job eventually and do this full time, like, you can put a picture of your job up there and be like, quit my job, all right? Or if you want to be with your kids every day, that. If you want to have financial freedom so you can give back to your parents, put a picture of your parents. If you want to be able to go on a friggin' vacation because you've never been able to go, put the next vacation that you want to go on. Whatever it is that's going to light your fire. Like, you can't be my goals. It has to be what your goals are going to be, what's going to really get you moving. And look at it when you sit down to work, because it's going to just feel like you're just going through the motions if you don't have that visualization and you don't have that $1 million dream and that $1 million mindset. You're just going to kind of just be like walking through a forest where there's tons of trees and there's no path. And then a year will go by and you'll be like, damn it, I've been doing this for a year and nothing's changed. And that is why nothing will change without that visualization and that clarity and that entrepreneurial mindset, which is key. Okay? Have that $1 million dream, guys. I'm not necessarily talking about making $1 million, okay? But it's just have that mindset that the millionaire would have, okay? Do you guys have any questions about any of this stuff? Anything that's been on your mind? I want you guys to have like huge visions. I want you to think like way beyond, like I want you to just really see where you need to be. Look at the other, like if that, what I was gonna say earlier was I totally like lost my thought. I'm like a squirrel today. If you guys are having a really hard time wrapping your brain around the fact of like, how do entrepreneurs think? How can I really start treating this like a business? Like, just go on YouTube and just Google different things about entrepreneurs. Like, there's a really good one. I'll share it in the team page, but it's called 50 Entrepreneurs Share Priceless Advice. And it's like an 18-minute video. But this is how you become better and you start to train your brain to think like an entrepreneur, because I know I didn't when I first started. If you had told me that I was going to own my own business, I'd be like, yeah, right. Are you kidding me? No way. That's my husband. That's not me. I'm a teacher. Okay? But Google those things. Constantly be looking to grow. Be resourceful. Get on YouTube. I can't tell you guys how much I listen to YouTube, and still to this day. Constantly learning and being a sponge. And just knowing that you can do this and that anybody who comes into this business can do this. But no one's going to do it for you. You have to do it for you. So don't be waiting around. Like, that's the employee mentality mindset right there. Don't wait around and think that someone's going to tell you what to do next. Go out there and take the first step and just take that action on your own and learn as you go. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out as you go. And embrace in the mistakes you're going to make and just learn from it. And honestly, guys, like your messages, like I was talking to some newer coaches earlier today too, about like how like they were sending messages to people. It just didn't really sound like them. It just felt salesy. And that's going to happen. If I look back on my messages that I first sent to people when I first started, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I talked like that to people. Holy crap, that is not good. You got to be willing to just know that you're learning as you go, and it doesn't matter how long you're in this for, you're constantly learning and growing and becoming better. Katie said, I've read a lot of PD and I'm ready for a book that rocks my world for leadership. I'm telling you, that was my goal this year. It was that I said, that was my weakness, was lacking I just wanted to be a better leader. I just felt like I was struggling with that. And some people I say that to, they're like, what? Really? Yes, really. So that was my goal, was to like do all leadership, personal development, and just learning how to just become a better leader, because your people will never be better than you. So you set the bar. So if you're kind of just that kind of coach that's like, screw it, I'm just going to coast by, your team is going to coast and scrape by. And that's just how they're going to be. So you can't get mad at them if they're not doing anything phenomenal, because you're not going to find somebody who's going to outperform you. It does not happen. Once in a blue freak moon, it does. I'm not going to talk about that on here, but that's a whole nother topic. But so that's why you have to raise the bar. You have to be the one, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So if you want to have an awesome team that's having success, like, you have to be that person already before they are, so that they can follow suit and see you crushing those things and crushing the business and getting there. Then it shows them that this is what's possible. And that's where coming in and just being a little bit better than the average person will truly get you like way better results, because you're just doing a little bit more every day, a little bit more. Instead of 3 invites, you're doing 5 invites, and 5 invites, and 8, and 8. And just the person who's scraping by is just doing what you said, 3. I'm just going to do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and you just kind of plateau. We're looking for excellence, guys, in every single one of you, and you all have it. Okay, and I know you guys can do this. And I know you guys can build incredible teams, and some of you guys are like, and have like, I'm so proud of you guys. And even the brand new coaches that are on the team already starting their team. It starts with one, and then it grows. So if there's no questions, I will let you guys go for the night. I love these calls, and I've had my energized and ready to rock it the rest of the night here. If there's no questions, guys, then I just want to say I believe in every single one of you here. I know you guys can do amazing, amazing freaking things. You already are. You're capable of way more, no matter what the heck is going on, whether you're a brand new coach or veteran coach, okay? You're going to be fine. You're going to get through it. You're going to learn. You're going to tweak. You're going to grow. You're going to share your struggles. You're going to teach your team. You're going to help inspire more people because of it. And that is how the ripple effect begins. So keep being you, keep being authentic, and I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome night. All right, bye everyone.